blues, white numerals, gold trim. Casey McClellan, Sean Lehigh, Rick O'Neill are 3 in stripes as it's thrown in the air, and the Grizzlies control the opening tip. They will go from left to right as Whitney will feed Josh Bannon right away. Grizzlies with this sophomore trio that's accounting for over half their points this year, and even more so the last 6 games. Here's Brandon Whitney to the left elbow, cut off and over to Bannon. Bannon with 10 to shoot, rises up over Joan Cooch, misses it off the heel of the rim, and Cookshausen with the rebound. This is a matchup of the top offense in the league in Northern Colorado against the top defense in the league in Montana. Bodie Hume rises up for 3. This one off front iron, no, and a rebound for the Grizz. Montana wanting to slow Northern Colorado down tonight as much as possible. This team in their last 7 wins is averaging 85 points per game. Here's Whitney over to the right wing and Robbie Beasley. Beasley will find Martin back into the starting lineup. He'll leave this one short. Grizzlies fight for the rebound. It is poked around and secured by Joan Cooch, who brings the ball up the floor, a senior from Ontario, Canada. He'll go to work on Scott Blakeney down low in the paint, rises up with his right hand. That one won't go, and the rebound is snatched away. Here comes Montana. Still no points on the board yet as Bannon stops at the left elbow. His role was completely different when these two played 89 days ago in December. It'll be really intriguing to see how both teams adjust because the game was so long ago. These two played the first 2 series of the year, and now the final 2 games of the regular season. Shot clock down to 6. Grizz working it around the perimeter. Martin has a look from the right wing for 3. It rims out. And Joan Cooch rips down the rebound, and here comes Northern Colorado. So still no points on the board. The penultimate regular season game for both of these teams as Joan Cooch has it, a dribble handoff to Dalen Kuntz. Down the right lane and a nifty finish. For Dalen Kuntz, he scored 12 points or more in 16 straight games, but even more impressively, he scored 20 points or more 18 times in 30 games this year. He had 18 the first time around against Montana, and he gets the scoring started here tonight. Here is Beasley over to the left wing and Brandon Whitney. Whitney feeding the post down low, and Scott Blakeney, who looked like he was being held underneath. No call, and a pass up the floor to Bodie Hume. Power dribble, nearly missed the dunk, got the kind roll, and the Bears lead 4-0. UNC has won 3 of their last 4 games here in Missoula. That's very rare territory for a team that has lost just 10 games here at home in the last 5 years in Montana. Here's Beasley off a screen to the right wing, now probing down the lane, kicks outside. Martin passes up the open look, will take the runner. That one's no good. Third chance from Martin will go, and the Grizzlies are finally on the board after misfiring on their first 4 shots. Lonell Martin back into the starting lineup, and he gets the scoring started here tonight. 4-2 the score, Northern Colorado with the early lead. This will be a great battle to watch. 3-point shooting is the key in this one. UNC averages about 28 attempts per game. Grizz get in the passing lane, force a turnover as Whitney will come the other direction. Front court right side finds Robbie Beasley, being defended nearly 25 feet from the basket. And the Grizzlies now will slow down and settle in. 16:42 to go in half number 1, and Northern Colorado with the 4-2 lead. Here's Whitney cut off at the left elbow, over to Bannon. Bannon has a lane to the basket. He's blocked by Hume. Karams over to Matt Johnson, and here comes Northern Colorado. Johnson looking to attack, was bumped by Whitney. They throw back outside Hume, and now Dalen Kuntz defended by Robbie Beasley. What a matchup to watch there tonight. As Johnson, 20 points per game over his last 6. UNC will work this one around the perimeter and find Joan Cooch. One-on-one with Scott Blakeney, spins around baseline, and a nifty finish for Joan Cooch. 7 double-doubles on the year, one of those coming against Montana. Really flourished and improved every single year during his time in a UNC uniform. Here is Beasley, his first good look, a little bit too strong, and a rebound from Dalen Kuntz. Grizz are 1 for their first 7 from the floor. Johnson comes back the other way. Grizzlies are going to be defending the 3-point line all night long with what UNC can do. Dalen Kuntz attacks the rim, count it, and 1. And that'll lead us to our first time out. These Northern Colorado Bears, 5 senior starters playing inspired early. They built an 8-2 lead. We'll be back in a moment. This is Montana Grizzly basketball from Learfield and on ESPN+. Seeker pin is your birth year, we probably need to talk about cybersecurity. Give us a visit at KELLEYConnect.com. Welcome back into Dahlberg Arena on this Thursday night. Brian Freeman controlling our radio broadcast and Nate Michaels engineering our ESPN Plus broadcast. Happy to bring you all of these games this year from inside Dahlberg Arena, where Montana is an impressive 14-1 at home. They are playing 17 home games this year, their most in 29 seasons, trying to protect their home court tonight. You look at how Northern Colorado has built this lead, all 10 points have been in the paint. Northern Colorado has really attacked the rim, which is a little bit off kilter from what they are used to. This is a team that is 6th in the nation in made three-pointers and 10th in the nation in three-point percentage. In fact, the last 4 years, Northern Colorado has on average made 9 or more threes per game all 4 years. Mighty impressive. Dalen Kuntz at the free throw line. He'll complete the three-point play. So the leading scorer in the conference has 5 early points, and the Bears have built a 9-2 lead. Grizz makes some subs. Parker and Carter Hollinger will come into the game. If you're just joining us, Carter Hollinger, for the first time since December, removed from the starting lineup, and starting in his place tonight was Lonell Martin. Here's Brandon Whitney up top to the left wing in Beasley. They'll find Parker. His senior night will come on Saturday. Gets to the free throw line. Couple of nifty dribbles. Looks for Bannon, and the Grizzlies turn it over. Team that's in the top 20 in the nation, committing around 10 turnovers per game. They throw this one away and back over to Northern Colorado. For the Bears, they're not that deep, but their core rotation of 6, mighty impressive. In fact, only 6 players average double-figure minutes. Everyone else 9 minutes or fewer. Here is Dalen Kuntz. He's in the corner for 3. This one is short and rebounded on the weak side by Cam Parker. Parker back the other way, defended by Matt Johnson. Gets a nice screen, throws to the right wing. Carter Hollinger rises up, and the mid-range jumper is good. He'll point at Cam Parker as Parker makes his 140th assist of the season and his 626th assist in his career. Here's UNC back on offense, 9-4. The score and a travel by Kurjoan Kuch. It's pretty amazing. We went to our first media timeout with 15:40 to go. That was the first dead ball we had the entire game. So nice to have some flow to welcome this one in, and the month of March, where Travis DeCuire 23-12 in the month of March in his 8 years leading his alma mater. Here's Robbie Beasley, top of the circle, goes over to the right wing, and Cam Parker. 14.5 to go here in this opening stanza, 9-4 UNC with the lead. Brandon Whitney to Robbie Beasley. Beasley now at the free throw line. Carter Hollinger. DJ drives in the paint, rises up, gets the bucket to fall over Bodie Hume. So whatever it might be, maybe Carter Hollinger playing a little bit inspired coming off of the bench, and the Grizzlies are within 3 at 9-6. Johnson angles right, bounces to Dalen Kuntz. The most Colorado natives on any Division I program in their state. UNC certainly proud of that. As this ball knocked out of bounds, it will go the way of Montana. We talked about the core rotation of 6. Well, the 6th player coming in now in Dalton Connect, a junior from Thornton, Colorado, who started the first 11 games of the year. He's come off the bench now the last 19 games. Averages about 9 points per contest, and no surprise here, another three-point shooter on the floor for Steve Smiley in his 2nd year at the helm, leading Northern Colorado's 6th year overall on staff in Greeley. Bannon and Parker around the perimeter now to Carter Hollinger. 4 early points for him off the bench as Cam Parker, probing on the right wing, puts his shoulder down, attacks the rim. Wild shot won't go. Here come the Bears into the front court the other way. Matt Johnson, senior from Aurora, Colorado, will bounce it over to Kurjoan Kuch. Dalen Kuntz has the ball in his hands now. So many scoring options on the floor for UNC. Hume nearly threw it away. Went right through Brandon Whitney's hands and over to Matt Johnson. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Johnson. He'll rise up. Left wing 3. This one too strong. Strong rebound. And Josh Bannon had position. They're going to get Kurjoan Kuch with the foul. And that's his first. With 13:07 to go here in the opening half, Coach DeCuire trying to lead this group, build some confidence going into the conference tournament in Boise. Both teams have already clinched a first-round bye. Can finish anywhere from 2nd down to 5th. And again, all 5 games in the Big Sky just tipped off. So we will be checking the Providence scoreboard with regularity, and we'll have a better understanding of the conference picture here in a couple of hours. Here's Parker to the right wing. 13 minutes to go till halftime. 9-6 the lead. Whitney open look for three. This one left short. Rebounded on the weak side by Jamel Melvin. Fresh into the game, the sophomore from McLean, Virginia. Dalen Coons, couple of low dribbles. Ball gets poked away, and here comes Parker on the run out. Attacks the rim, lays it up and good. The Grizzlies using their defense to create offense, and they're within a point. They've scored 6 in a row as Johnson throws in the backcourt. It's a turnover for Northern Colorado, and back over to Montana with 12:31 to go. Martin will check back in. Early Providence scoreboard update. Tied up at 9 over in Bozeman between Sac State and Montana State. And Southern Utah has stormed out to a 21-11 lead over Idaho State. 12:31 to go here. Montana on a 6-0 run. For UNC, they haven't scored in over 3 minutes, and they've committed 4 turnovers during that span. To the right wing and Lonell Martin. They'll get Josh Bannon a touch here. Bannon with no points yet, trying to change that. He's going one-on-one with Melvin, and he shuffled his pivot foot, and it will go back the other way. That's the 3rd early turnover here for Montana. As the Grizz trying to build on this 6-0 run right now. Being played more at their pace, at least from a scoring standpoint. If this game is in the 80s and the 90s, it is advantage Northern Colorado. Montana would like to keep it closer to 70 in this contest. Here's Dalton Connect. Hand this one off to Drew Cookshausen. He's top of the circle, hasn't gotten many looks yet. Jamel Melvin into the game now and back outside to Johnson. Grizzlies settling in defensively. 7 seconds to shoot. Outside Connect. Martin right in his face. 3 seconds left. Connect now rises up. Contested jumper. Hits the heel of the rim. No. Offensive rebound though by Bryce Kennedy. New life for UNC, and Connect cashes it in. And that's a backbreaker for the Grizzlies, as they are working so hard to limit three-point attempts, and especially when a three-point attempt comes off of an offensive rebound, that is going to irk this staff for sure. 12-8 UNC. Here is Bannon, gets his man off. First 51 games, really flourishing, hitting his stride here when the games matter the most. Bannon clanks this rebound off the left side of the rim, the free throw, and it's rebounded by Northern Colorado. Into the game now is Zach Bloch, 6'1" freshman from Lawrence, Kansas, the home of the Jayhawks. He was the Kansas 2A Player of the Year. Played 11 minutes first time around against Montana. It's an early turn up top to Jamel Melvin. For UNC going deep in their bench here, normally a rotation of 6. Drive and kick, down low Melvin, rises up, contested jumper, that won't go, and the Grizz chase down the rebound. As Beasley into the front court left side, he'll throw it over to Cam Parker. Parker finds it back to Robbie Beasley. Just one shot attempt so far for Beasley. In the post this time, and Bannon. Bannon going to work. They isolate him on the left block. Backing down Melvin. Rising up with the left hand in the finish. And the Grizzlies have tied this one up at 12. First time they have tied this game after Northern Colorado really raced out in front to a 9-2 lead. Jamel Melvin in the high post over to Dalton Connect. The regulars are currently on the bench for UNC, or the majority of them for sure, in Joan Cooch and Bodie Hume. Under 10 seconds to operate. Connect running the controls. He's a junior college transfer. Now the shot clock down to 4. Connect going by himself, rises up and swirls it in. Dalton Connect, plenty of confidence, 11 times double-figure score. Told you he started the first 11, came off the bench the last 19. He still averaged the same amount of points all season, 9 points per contest. Here is Parker, backs his way down to the block, rises up, misses the shot, and the rebound hauled in by UNC. Back the other way is Zach Bloch. To the right side of the floor, and Bryce Kennedy. Played just 2 minutes first time around against Montana. Drop step, rises up, banks it in over DJ Carter-Hollinger. And after Montana ties it up for the first time, it's the Bears that respond with a couple of buckets to lead 16-12. Grizz back the other way with Lonell Martin. He's been in and out of the starting lineup here in conference play, as Robbie Beasley being defended far away from the hoop. 12 seconds to shoot. Here is Beasley down to the left block, fires it up top to Josh Bannon, who lobs it in the corner. Carter-Hollinger, catch and shoot, and it's good. DJ, his 20th made three of the year. When the Grizzlies have ball movement, they are hard to beat. And that possession, a great example, as Montana back within a point at 16-15. Here's Melvin, shuffling it over to connect. He'll try and keep it rolling, and he does. Acrobatic finish as he went down to the floor. Didn't matter, and Northern Colorado leads 18-15. This team is leading the Big Sky Conference in top 30 in the country. Carter Hollinger, another open look for three. It's raining threes for DJ here in the opening half, and the Grizz have tied up the game at 18. Carter Hollinger in double-figure scoring. He has 10 of the Grizzlies' 18. Melvin to Cookshausen, doesn't need much space, and the top three-point shooter in the conference will miss this one, out of bounds to Montana. So how about the response from DJ Carter Hollinger? He had started the last 16 games, and of those 16 games, he was only in double-figure scoring one time. That came against Eastern Washington on the road when the Grizzlies put 90 on the board. Well, he comes off the bench tonight. He has 10 points in just 7 minutes of game action, including 4 of 4 shooting from the floor and a couple of threes on top of it. 18-18, Montana looking for their first lead of this game with 8 minutes to go in the first half. Carter Hollinger has this one in the high post. He probes a bit, finds Martin off a screen. He'll pull up, miss the shot, and a rebound from Connect. The Grizz have settled in after falling behind 9-2. UNC having their regulars back in with Kuntz, Hume, and Johnson. Johnson running the controls at the Grizzly logo. He has been clutch for this team this year, making some big-time shots. This one will hang on the front iron and fall out, and the Grizz have another opportunity to take their first lead. Brandon Whitney cut off over to Kyle Owens, and now Carter Hollinger in the right corner. Plenty of time to operate here for this Grizzly offense. They'll find DJ again. Now back to Robbie Beasley. They turn it left wing. Over to Lonell Martin with the shot clock at 10. Whitney sees an opening. Cuts off initially. He'll muscle his way up. Missed the shot and rebounded by Kuntz. We have not had many whistles in this opening half. It's been refreshing to see. Tied up at 18. Nearly 7 minutes to go. And Jay Carter Hollinger really leading the way. 10 of the team's 18. They reviewed the foul, and they switched it to DJ Carter Hollinger, as it will be his first, not Robbie Beasley. The Bears back in front. They've held the lead throughout. The Grizz have mustered their way to tie it twice, but UNC, they are not fazed by this building. They've won 3 of their last 4 here. And they're road warriors. They're 6-2 on the road in the Big Sky Conference, which is mighty impressive. They have 8 road wins in total, and they're 2-0 against the top 5. They won by 10 in Cedar City, and they won in overtime last week at Weber State. Here's Brandon Whitney, top of the circle, under 7 minutes to go until halftime, and the Bears holding on to a 2-point lead. Whitney drives and kicks. Good shot fake. Bannon underneath to Kyle Owens, who's cut off but fouled. And KO was fouled on the floor, so it will be team foul number 3. Owens back up top to Robbie Beasley, finding Cam Parker. 15 to shoot for the Grizz. Parker rises up, his 3 clanks out. Rebounded by Joan Cooch and back the other way. Parker has really tried to take on more of a scoring load here late. 6:25 to go in the opening half. Northern Colorado leads by 2. Around the perimeter, they'll find Dalen Kuntz. Transfer from Colorado, the leading scorer in the Big Sky Conference. Over to Core Joan Cooch. He has this one. Feet on the perimeter, guarded by Kyle Owens. Finding Matt Johnson. Brandon Whitney closes him out. Shot clock down to 2. Johnson, acrobatic shot won't go. Should be a shot clock violation. They don't call it. Play on. Here's Brandon Whitney. Nobody stopping him all the way in the paint. Got the ball dislodged, and Bodie Hume jars it loose. Hume now, Cookshausen, shot fake, top 3-point shooter in the league, knocks it down. His 95th made 3 on the year. He shoots it at 45% from deep. He is just an impressive player across the board. He'd be the 2nd player all time at Northern Colorado to make 100 threes in a season with just a couple more. Andre Spite, you might remember him from a couple years ago. He is the first to do it. Here's Cam Parker, top of the circle to the left wing, and Bannon. Grizz down by 5 again. Brandon Whitney has it, running the weave with 7 to shoot. Bannon on the right side, looking to attack, backing down Joan Cooch. 3 to shoot. Bannon trying to beat the clock. He does not. And so back over to Northern Colorado, and DJ Carter-Hollinger will check in. They officially said Bannon stepped on the baseline before the shot clock violation. Josh Vasquez coming in for the first time as well. For Vasquez, hoping for him to get going a little bit. He's been scoreless in 10 of his last 11. You know he's capable, and he had his career high against Idaho in the tournament last year, so maybe can spark some late season magic. Grizzlies haven't scored in over 3 minutes. They trail by 5, 23-18. Off the screen, Dalen Koontz drives off the window. He's fouled. And Carter-Hollinger will pick up his second foul. Was hoping that this stat didn't need to be said, but DJ Carter-Hollinger has fouled out 5 times in his last 10 games. And over his last 4 games, he's committed 19 personal fouls. So hopefully DJ can stay out of some foul trouble. Commits a foul every about 6 minutes of game action. 5:05 to go in the opening half, and Koontz at the free throw line. He'll rattle this one home. For Dalen Koontz, and all of the numbers are impressive, so that's a disclaimer to start. But in his last 5 games, he's only averaging 16 points per game because his previous 5, he was averaging 26 points per game. His career high came at number 2, Arizona. At 33 points, his Big Sky high 30. Just mighty impressive. Quite a score with a lefty and a transfer from Colorado. Spent 2 years at CU, and now after averaging 14 points per game last year, he's averaging 21 this year. He makes a pair, and Northern Colorado scored 7 in a row after the Grizzlies tied it up at 18. On the left wing, Parker finding Beasley. Dribbles it down to the right elbow, and around the horn passing will find Beasley. Shot clock down to 10. Beasley fires it to Parker. Cam looking to go. Thought about the spin. Instead will get in the paint. Bodies up off of Johnson. Draws the foul. Puts his hands on his head. Can't believe he didn't get the roll. But Cam will go to the free throw line for 2. For the Grizzlies, we've talked about how impressive that they have been defensively, but their last 3 opponents have all shot 50% or better. That only happened 5 times in the first 26 games. Here's Parker at the line. An 83% free throw shooter. He clanks out the first, so Montana has missed both of their free throws. They are just 2 of 5 from deep. And 8 for 20 overall. It's a 7-0 run for UNC. Grizzlies contributors have been mainly quiet, minus DJ Carter-Hollinger's 10 points. Parker ends the 4-minute scoring drought, and the Grizz are down by 6 at 25-19. Johnson walks it across half court. They throw the lob, and Joan Cooch throws it down. And UNC has their largest lead of the game at 8, 27-19. Montana trying to find that spark as Blakeney has it underneath. He'll rise up and score. For Scott Blakeney, he scored in 5 straight games. He actually had an impressive performance in a Division I high, 8 points, when they played Northern Colorado back in December. Bodie Hume guarded near midcourt. 4 minutes left in the first half. 27-21 UNC. Here is Joan Cooch. Finds a lane to the basket. Beats Blakeney off the bounce. And another throwdown from Joan Cooch. He is a matchup nightmare. He is so efficient scoring-wise. For the Grizzlies, how much they've struggled on the rebounding front this year, you worry about the impact he can have in the middle. 29-21, Northern Colorado in front. Here is Parker finding Beasley. Top of the circle, Beasley wanting to attack down to the left block, kicks outside Parker. 8 seconds left to shoot. Cam outside the perimeter, has to go. Probing, dumps it down low. Blakeney, 3 seconds left. Couple seniors going to work. Parker for 3 at the horn, won't go. Offensive rebound, Blakeney. Grizz have new life. And they throw it away. It's Dalen Koontz picking this pass off. The Bears up by 8, looking for more. Talked about it. They are comfortable playing on the road. They are 6-2 on the road in this league, and that is quite the accomplishment. This is a hard league to go on the road, travel, and win games. And UNC trying to build on momentum. They've won 7 of their last 9. Dalen Koontz makes the free throw. The lead is up to 11. Koontz has 12 points here in this first half. Martin, Parker, Vasquez, Beasley, and Owens are the 5 Grizzlies out there as Beasley going down the right lane. He'll rise up from the paint, and he is fouled. Kuntz got him on the wrist, so free throws coming for Montana. And now you just hope they can build some momentum. Going into the locker room, down by 11. You get a look at it. Beasley was just ever so slightly hit on the follow-through there by Kuntz. So here's Beasley at the free throw line. He rims that one out. For Beasley last year, school record in free throw percentage, 2nd best in Big Sky history, and 3rd best in the nation. This year, Robbie Beasley has now missed 14 free throws on the season, as Parker will get subbed out. Beasley trying to salvage 1 out of 2, and he does just that. Lead back to 10 for UNC at 32-22. For Beasley, his first point of the game. He is certainly heated up in second halves of contests this year. Grizz might need it here tonight. Dalen Kuntz, guarded by Beasley, attacks the rim and lays it off glass and good. Nobody can stop Dalen Kuntz. 4 of 5 shooting. He has 14 early points. And the Bears lead by 12, 34-22. They won 78-75 the first time around with Montana back in December. Here's Vasquez probing, stepping inside the arc, and Josh gets it dislodged. Bodie Hume rips it down, comes away with it. Northern Colorado looking to extend this lead with 2:09 to go. Matt Johnson angles to the left, directing traffic as he looks to go down the right lane. He'll pass this one off to Dalen Kuntz. 2 minutes left to go. Kuntz on fire right now. Beasley trying to stop him. 8 seconds to shoot. Kuntz will pass it up. Dalton Connect. Guarded by Vasquez, attacking 3 on the timer. Another late shot clock attempt won't go. Ball goes out of bounds. It will further. Grizzlies have not trailed by more than 6 points at home here in the second half. Josh Bannon has just 4 points on 2 of 4 shooting. He gets the rebound here. That will be his 3rd. And now the Grizz are hoping to go on a run here in the final 90 seconds. Trailing by 12, 34-22. Brandon Whitney, he's also been quiet. No points. At the free throw line to the left wing now in Beasley. Beasley wanting to move. Step back jumper. Good from Robbie Beasley. See if that gets the sophomore from San Ramon, California going. 18 times in 29 games. He's been in double-figure scoring, and over his last 6, he's averaging 15 points per contest. Brings the Grizz within 10, 34-24. Joan Cooch holding it up top. He'll finally get it to Matt Johnson. Johnson on the right wing, guarded by Martin, and a foul. It's team foul 5. It comes with 54 seconds left to go. So rarity to see. Again, we've commented on it multiple times just due to the last couple of games being such a foul and whistle fest. It's been nice to see the freedom of movement a little bit. Doesn't look like either team going to get into the bonus here. With under a minute to go and a 10-point lead, Bodie Hume rises up in the corner, misses everything on that 3. Rebounded by Montana. They have a numbers advantage. Vasquez goes over to the right side. Bannon all the way to the rim, rejected by Hume, but a late whistle. Hume can't believe it. He's had a couple of impressive blocks here tonight. Leads the team in that category. We'll get another look at this. It was Bannon streaking to the rim. Hume read it the whole way, and he got him with the body. So a good call by Sean Lehigh. And 2 free throws coming. And it's nice to see the Grizzlies. They went quick so they can go 2 for 1 here as well to close out the half. Even from just a mental standpoint, to try and get this to a single-digit game. Be big for Montana as Bannon focusing on the free throw line. Grizz empty the lane, and the first free throw short. Montana is 2 for 6 from the free throw line. This is the 6th best free throw shooting team in the country at 79%. 43 seconds left to go, and Montana trailing 34-24. So if you would have said 58 points on the board, that would be at Montana's pace and style in this one, but the Grizzlies now 9 points down as Bannon does make his second. That was the second foul on Bodie Hume as well. Dalen Kuntz trying to attack early and make it a 2 for 1 for UNC. Instead, he throws outside. Dalton Connect halfway down and out. The rebound hauled in by Montana. There's a 3-second difference between the clocks. And it might not seem like it now, but this could be a critical possession in this game. Remember, the Grizzlies had that 3-pointer going into the locker room on Sunday that really propelled them to victory. And Beasley now ready to go with 8 seconds left to shoot. Grizz down by 9. Beasley gets a screen. Now down to the right lane. Lost the ball briefly. Ball loose. Bannon has it. 2 to shoot. Bannon up and under. He's fouled. With 1 second remaining on the shot clock, the Grizz get bailed out. And Bannon will go to the line for 2. Get a look. So Joan Cooch caught out of position. Good job by Bannon. That's the second foul on Joan Cooch. Of course, with a rotation of mainly 6 players, Northern Colorado can ill afford to get into foul trouble. Joan Cooch and Hume, the only players with 2. Here is Bannon at the free throw line. His first is good, and the Grizz are within 8, 34-26. This game was tied at 18, and then Northern Colorado went on a 13-3 run. 34-26 the score. Owens in for Vasquez for this last defensive possession. Bannon is warmed up a little. He has 6 points, trying to make it 7. Lefty toes the line, bends his knees, and the second one snap. Regular season, they'll host Sacramento State on Saturday night. Kuntz, the inbounder, finds Johnson. 2 seconds left. He has been the master of these big shots this year. Johnson gets it away from the right. They break the huddle. Northern Colorado in their road blues. Montana in their home whites. They'll flip hoops around. Northern Colorado goes from left to right, leading by 7. Grizz have overcome 3 halftime deficits this year. This would be the most impressive if they can come back. Joan Cooch, top of the circle. Feet on the perimeter, will hand this one off. Dalen Kuntz, a drive and kick. Kuntz had an open lane, instead pass it up, finds Johnson up top for 3, and he snaps it in. The Bears missed their last 5 shots to close the first half, and that's their 3rd made 3 is all in this game. Remember, they're top 10 in the country, averaging 11 made 3s per contest. They're doing it in all ways here tonight. Grizzlies around the perimeter, trailing by 10. Carter Hollinger rises up in the paint, leaves that one short. So DJ Carter Hollinger starting this second half. And a carrying violation is called. So starting in place of Scott Blakeney, Carter Hollinger with 10 points. He did pick up 2 first half fouls. DJ committing a foul about every 6 minutes of game action. 1 minute gone here in this second half. A 10-point lead for Northern Colorado. Grizzlies trying to get flow offensively. This Northern Colorado team defensively, bottom 3 in the league in most categories, as Robbie Beasley rises up and makes a free throw line jumper. For Beasley, his second made shot from the floor. He has 5 points, and the deficit is 8 for Montana. Here's Johnson, sweeping layup. That one off the mark, no, and a rebound from Bannon. Coming the other way is Brandon Whitney. On the right side of the floor, Whitney scoreless so far in this one. Gets down to the left block, rises up. That won't go. Fight for the rebound. Will fall in the hands of Kuntz. Josh Bannon, the only Grizzly that's averaging more than 3 rebounds per game. Here is Kuntz, flyby from Whitney. He'll miss the shot. Ball caroms outside. Johnson wide open. Look from up top, and he buries another 3. And Northern Colorado leads 40-29, 2 minutes into this second half. The Bears are fired up when they play the Grizzlies. They've won 5 of their last 6 against Montana. 40-29. Grizz have some work to do, particularly on the offensive end. We were talking about it before the last shot was put up. Northern Colorado, bottom 3 in the league in most offensive or defensive categories. As Beasley will miss this one off the left side of the rim, the Bears will slow tempo, leading by 11, 17:37 to go. As Joan Cooch turns it over to the left wing in Dalen Kuntz, they bounce it inside to Bodie Hume. For Hume, just 2 points and a foul whistle. It will be on Lonell Martin. So for Lonell, that will be his second. He joins DJ Carter Hollinger as the only 2 Grizzlies with 2 fouls. Parker will check in for Montana. Brandon Whitney will take a seat. Tough night for Brandon Whitney. He's been in double-figure scoring now 10 times in his last 11, but he's scoreless here with 17.5 minutes to go. 40-29, Montana facing an 11-point deficit. UNC led by as many as 12. They have steadily built this lead So it was tied up at 18, and they have built it up now to a 40-29 advantage. Crossover move, and Dalen Kuntz knocks it down. Largest lead of this game, Dalen Kuntz now with 16 points, and the Bears lead 42-29. Bannon to the right side, Robbie Beasley now will throw it in the corner, Cam Parker. Grizz needs someone to step up here and take the reins. Lonell Martin, he'll miss that jumper, goes over to Cookshausen. Martin 1 of 6 from the floor, he was 0 of 8 the first time against Northern Colorado. Johnson bumped. Foul was on the floor. It's amazing what experience will do, and Coach DeCuire talked about it at the team shoot-around today, but UNC has played so many games together, 5 seniors, 5 Colorado natives. The Bears have really come out of the locker room with a vengeance. Matt Johnson has knocked down 2 3-pointers already. Kurjoan Kuch gets the kind roll, and Northern Colorado leads by 15. It is 44-29. 7 straight for UNC now to stretch this lead even further. Montana trying to stop the bleeding. It's Beasley in the paint, short on the jumper. Rebound over to Matt Johnson. And Dalen Kuntz will get fouled. I believe this will be on DJ Carter-Hollinger. No, it'll be on Josh Bannon instead, so that's good news for Montana. Just the first from Bannon. With just some uncharacteristic efforts across the board. Bannon with 4 turnovers. It's out of the realm for him normally. No points from Brandon Whitney. Beasley comes out, Whitney comes in. Coach DeCuire trying to mix and match and find this right rotation. Carter-Hollinger also checks out of the game. And a turnover forced. Here comes Parker, a lane to the basket. Kurjoan Kuch tried to reject that, but Parker with nifty handles. Able to get the Grizz on the board. They have some work to do, down by 13. 16 minutes left to go. Here's Matt Johnson up top. Anywhere you look, there are scoring options, and there is Kurjoan Kuch. Another throw down, his 4th dunk of this game. And the Bears with the answer. Just has that feel. Offense comes so naturally and easy to Northern Colorado. For Montana, they're having to work for even an open look. On the offensive end is Whitney's foul. Now game, they are 5 of 10 from the line. 2 of 6 from beyond the arc. And the roller coaster of a season and emotions with this team continuing on. Let's see if they have a surge in them with 15 and a half to go. Northern Colorado looking for yet another win here in Missoula. Here's Dalen Kuntz to the crossover to the left wing. As down low, they will kick back outside to Johnson. Johnson now shoulder down, attacks the rim, and he's fouled. Lonell Martin whistled for this one. That will be his 3rd with just over 15 minutes to go, and free throws on the way here. And so Johnson will toe the line. This will be the first free throw shot other than Dalen Kuntz, and it's a miss from Matt Johnson. It's a rare one. He's a 79% shooter. He started every game the last 3 years, 83rd straight start tonight. He had the game-winning 3 at Northern Arizona, and he had a game-tying 3 against Weber State to send the game to overtime, where UNC eventually won. Really broke out. 2 years ago, he was the 6th man on the team, and then last year, 13 points per game, someone that has really just improved steadily throughout his career, and over the last 6 games, he's averaged 20 points per contest. It's the best stretch of his career. Makes the free throw. It's 47-32. 15-point game with 15 minutes to go, and Cam Parker gets an and one for the answer. So Parker will look to get going. That's the 3rd made shot for the senior that will be honored on Saturday night. As Dalen Kuntz whistled for his 3rd foul with 15:09 to go, so that's an interesting twist. As Kuntz will have to go to the bench with 15 minutes to go. 47-34. Parker trying to make it a 3-point play, and that's exactly what he does. The Grizz are certainly defending the three ball. If you would tell Travis DeCure at this juncture in the game that the Bears would be 4 for 10 from beyond the arc, he would probably think his team's in front. Said they're down by 12. Joan Cooch outside. With it now is Zach Blatch. He'll throw it to Matt Johnson on a left wing pass. He'll find it in the hands of Cookshausen. Cookshausen back to Coor. Joan Cooch with 7 to shoot. Joan Cooch with the quick first step. The left-hand layup won't go. Good defense from Owen. Here comes Montana. Parker drops it back to Bannon. Power dribble for Josh. He'll throw back to Parker, and the Grizz will settle into their offense. Down by 12. This is the spot the Grizz need to make a run. Can Bannon heat up? He has 7 points. Just 4 shot attempts. Rises up from point-blank range and misses it off the heel of the rim. It's a good look for Montana. Not much more you could ask for. Just didn't fall for Bannon. Here comes UNC. Crowd trying to help out a little bit. Grizzlies haven't given them much to root for tonight. 14:05 remains. 12-point game. Here's Connect. Tiptoes baseline against Bannon. Bodying him down. Shot clock winds under 10, and a fadeaway jumper won't go. Ball was loose briefly. Bannon collects it. Grizzlies want to run. Here is Parker, left wing. Wanting a screen from Owens. He will get it. And a foul on Northern Colorado with 13:51 on the clock. 13 foul against the Bears, 4 against the Grizzlies here with 13:51 to go. Cookshausen has not gotten going at all. Player that's closing in on 100 made threes for the season, leading the Big Sky and top 10 in the nation. Lob this one in. Kyle Owens, Josh Bannon back up top to Parker. Parker back to Whitney. Still no shots made from the floor from Whitney. Let's see if he has some confidence to drive. He does. Kicks outside to Owens now. 8 to shoot. Kyle Owens working through some contact against Bodie Hume. And a nice finish for KO to draw the deficit to 10. Boy, did the Grizzlies need that, and the crowd can sense it. It's been a mini 5-0 run, and Northern Colorado throws it away. Turnover number 8, the Dahlberg Arena effect. Can it help out and lift these Grizzlies? Down by 10. Media timeout coming up shortly. Can Montana build momentum going into it? They are 14-1 at home here this year. In the last 5 seasons, they are 59-10. Here is Cam Parker across the Grizzly logo. Wants to drive. Has some contact. Here's Bannon at the free throw line. Bannon working against Melvin. Double team comes. Bannon drop step, lays it up, won't go. Bannon 2 of 6 from the floor in this game. Johnson from the right side. Melvin up top, back to Johnson, right wing. They lob it in the post for Bodie Hume, and the foul will be on Brandon Whitney. So for Whitney, it'll be his second. Northern Colorado recognized the size mismatch. Although Whitney might be defensive MVP, the size mismatch too much to overcome there. Bodie Hume standing at 6'8". Bannon clutching his left arm as he will go to the bench. Not a good sign for Montana. 47-37, a near turnover. Johnson corrals it near midcourt. 12 to shoot. Johnson will find Melvin on the left wing. Melvin drive and kick outside. Here's Blatch driving baseline, drops it off in the post. Melvin outside Johnson, right wing 3, good! And a huge answer for the senior. His 3rd made 3 here in the second half. He was scoreless at halftime, and it's 50-37. Here's Whitney, couple low dribbles, muscles up, nothing can go, but DJ Carter Hollinger with the stick back. And he cashes it in. It's 50-39. Still time for Montana, but you can sense the urgency here with 12 minutes to go. Melvin at the line and up. He's only had 2 in the last 89 days, but he has yet another one. It is his 8th on the season. That's 3rd most in the Big Sky, only behind Dylan Jones of Weber State and Josh Bannon. Grizz trying to go on a roll here, down by 11. Cam Parker now probing underneath through a double team, missed the shot. Rebounded by Bodie Hume and cleared for Northern Colorado. 5 Grizzlies that are out there are Martin, Parker, Beasley, Carter Hollinger, and Owens. So a bit of a unique lineup as Joan Cooch has this one top of the circle. Bounce it to Matt Johnson. His second half torrid pace continues. Matt Johnson now with 12 second half points. And the lead back to 13. Here is Parker. UNC switches the ball screen, and Robbie Beasley over on the right wing. Perimeter ball movement here for Montana. 15 seconds to shoot. Parker will find Carter Hollinger in the corner. Has the first step on the baseline, and DJ spins that one in. 14 points now for Carter Hollinger. Only 3 off his season high that he had at Santa Clara. Crowd is really trying to help out these Grizzlies here. The penultimate home game in regular season contest for this squad, coming in at 18-11 on the year, and they're off their best win of the season against first place Montana State. Here's Connect, pick and roll action to Joan Cooch. Kicks outside, great ball movement here to Matt Johnson. Johnson attacks the rim, drops it off to Joan Cooch, who gets the finish. That was pretty to watch on that end of the floor. The ball movement, the execution, that's what happens when you have experience on the floor. Here's Parker backing his way down over to Robbie Beasley now. Beasley through some contact and a rejection from Bodie Hume. His third block of the night. All of them have been highlight worthy. Cookshausen the other way. Can't connect on the 3. Foul on the rebound. It will go against Hume. Hume's third and the 5th on the Bears as Whitney comes in now for Lonell Martin with 10:13 to go. The Grizz facing a 13-point deficit. Look at this ball movement, and it was capped off by Johnson laying it down, making the selfless play. That's what the difference is here in the month of March, and the Bears certainly have all the ingredients to win in Boise next week. 54-41, 10 minutes left to go from Missoula, where the Grizz are 14-1 this year. Here's Brandon Whitney, crossover move. He's bumped on the drive. It will be team foul number 6 against UNC, and this time it's on Cookshausen. He picks up his first. So if you would have told, again, Coach DeCure, that Cookshausen would have 3, Bodie Hume would have 2, and the Bears would only have 5 made threes, you would think maybe a good sign for Montana. It's 54-41. Here's Robbie Beasley. Jump stop at the left block. The seas will part, and Beasley lays it in. Beasley now with 7 points. It's an 11-point game, 54-43. Can the Grizz get a stop after a score? Kennedy with it up top. Needing some help. His dribble is dead. He'll find Connect on the left wing. 54-43 the score. The Bears led by 7 at the break. They've only extended it here in the second half. Foul whistled on the floor against Montana. They'll get Beasley with it this time. That will be his second. So both teams now with 6 team fouls. Dalen Kuntz will check back in. He sat out for the last 6 minutes, and the Grizz could only trim the deficit by 4. 9:30 left to go. It's 54-43. Joan Cooch will turn around with Kyle Owens defending. Looking to attack. Joan Cooch already with a double-double, and he traveled. No objection from Steve Smiley. It is the 10th turnover whistled against UNC. 9:23 remains. Montana trying to make this a single-digit game. Parker wants to go, has the lane off the window. He missed it too strong. Rebounded by Joan Cooch. That's his 11th. Here come the Bears the other way. Johnson finds a trailing Kuntz in rhythm for 3 off the mark. No. Foul called on the rebound. It will be on Carter Hollinger. So foul number 3 on DJ. It'll be number 7 on Montana. So a 1-and-1 will come. Get a look at it. Carter Hollinger, they said, had the arm of Joan Cooch. 9:04 to go. Front into the 1-and-1. Joan Cooch at the line. He misses it. In his career, he's a 48% free throw shooter. So an empty possession for UNC. Back the other way. Owens to Parker on the left wing. Under 9 minutes to go. The Grizz still down by 11. Coach DeCure calling out set plays. As Owens looks to set a screen. Parker goes left. Cam is 3 of 9 from the floor. Finds Beasley. Catch and shoot for 3. And Robbie Beasley cans a three that Montana needed badly. It's an 8-point game at 54-46. For Beasley, it's his first made three of the night on his first three-point attempt. And 64th made three on the season. Joan Cooch hands this one off to Dalen Kuntz. A couple of low dribbles for the lefty. And the Colorado transfer into the paint, muscles it up, doesn't get the roll. Ball is loose underneath, an offensive rebound for UNC, and an and one for Dalen Kuntz. Carter Hollinger whistled for his fourth. We'll see if we get another look at this, but feel with how much Montana is pouring into this comeback. They need nearly everything to go right. They get a stop initially, but there's Dalen Kuntz yet again. 18 points for him. Just ripped it away from Carter Hollinger, drew the contact, laid it up and in. DJ upset, he'll go to the bench. At that flurry, 10 points in the first half, 14 points in the game. Kuntz completes the three-point play. So he has the answer for Robbie Beasley's three. So after Montana got it to 8, it's been stretched back out to 11. 8 minutes to go from Missoula. Here's Brandon Whitney. Angles over to the left wing and finding Robbie Beasley. Beasley probing, drive and kick. Outside Parker. Parker weaves through the paint. Back outside Whitney. Whitney now to the right wing and Owens. Owens tries to turn the corner. He won't. Cut off by Joan Cooch. In trouble, back to Whitney. 5 to shoot. Grizz need a bucket. Whitney with 2 on the timer. Gets fouled. Foul called with 3 seconds remaining. And he's able to make the first. See if he can pull it within a single-digit game. He does. (57-48). The time is now for Montana to make a second-half push. Matt Johnson has been money here in the second half with 12 points. Dalen Kuntz has 19 to his credit, the leading scorer in the league. Finds Connect outside. He'll rise up, put one off the window. No. Offensive rebound, Joan Cooch. New life here for UNC. Johnson pulls the trigger from deep off the heel of the rim, and Whitney with the rebound. Up the floor, Beasley lost the handle briefly, gets it back, and Montana will work through their offense. 9-point game with 7 minutes to go. Lonell Martin will find Kyle Owens, and now Robbie Beasley on the right side. Beasley wanting to attack, finding Lonell Martin. Martin now off the window, doesn't get the roll. Hit the deck, Grizzlies wanted a foul, they didn't get it. Back the other way, Dalton Connect, down to the left wing. No Josh Bannon on the floor for Montana. And now he will come back in at the next dead ball, as will Carter Hollinger. Dalen Kuntz angles over to the left. Lonell Martin squaring him up with 12 seconds to shoot. Kuntz now probing to the free throw line. Kicks outside Kennedy. Kennedy back to the logo in the paint. Shot clock under 5. Here's Dalton Connect. Rises up. NBA three. Off the heel. No. Offensive rebound. Joan Cooch. Another opportunity here for UNC. And the Grizz are getting dominated on the glass here tonight. 32-20 on the glass. Montana towards the bottom of the nation in rebounding, and it's really proving true tonight. 13 rebounds for crewer Joan Cooch. Here's Dalen Kuntz, and he traveled with it. With 2 seconds left to shoot. So the Grizz now, the 5 that are on the floor: Parker, Bannon, Carter Hollinger, Whitney, and Beasley. .602 remains. Grizz down by 9. They trailed by 7 at the break. Here's Parker. Thought about the 3. Bounced it to Bannon in the post. Double team comes. Beasley has it now. He'll muscle his way up through contact. And the Grizz just can't buy a bucket from point-blank range. Grizz haven't made a shot in 3 minutes, and it's just so uncharacteristic. Josh Bannon's held to extremely high standards, but 7.7 rebounds. He's just 0 for 2 in this half and played only 7 minutes. 2 of 6 shooting. First free throw good from Robbie Beasley. It's an 8-point game with this free throw. If the Grizz can make it, it'd be the closest they've been since halftime. Defensively, the Grizz have been pretty good tonight. Offensively is where they have struggled, but Beasley brings the Grizzlies to within 7 at 57-50. And now Dahlberg rises up a little bit with 5:39 remaining. Matt Johnson gets a screen all the way to the rim and the easy layup. Game tipping off at the same time. So the Grizzlies starting to find their way offensively, but not able to get stops correlated with it. See offensively if they get going. Lonell Martin off a screen, grazes front iron on that three. He is 1 of 8 from the floor tonight. He was 0 for 8 the first time these two played. So a tough night for Lonell, who was back into the starting lineup. 5 minutes, 10 seconds left, 9-point game. Bears with the lead. Here's Johnson probing down to the right block. Bannon defending him, step-through move, will kick outside. Kuntz trying to save the possession here with 5 seconds left to shoot. Grizz have let UNC go late shot clock plenty. Kuntz rises up, a left wing three is good. And for Dalen Kuntz, for the 19th time this year, he has eclipsed the 20-point plateau. The leading scorer in the league with a dagger three to make it a 12-point game. Here is Parker hanging in midair, drives outside. Brandon Whitney rises up, gets the layup to fall. It's a 10-point game, and Brandon Whitney now his first made shot from the floor with 4.5 minutes to go. Been in double-figure scoring 10 times in the last 11. They lob it in the post inside Joan Cooch, and he traveled. And what's interesting is listening to the Grizzly bench, they were about ready to foul Joan Cooch and play the hack-a-shack strategy, with Joan Cooch being just a 48% free throw shooter in his career. Instead, the Grizz now with a chance to move closer. Another media timeout nearing if Montana can get a little momentum here with 4:15 to go. Whitney, guarded by Joan Cooch. They switch the ball screen out to the left wing and Martin. Martin back to Whitney. Has the quick first step to the rim. Whitney lays it in. So back-to-back buckets now for Whitney. It's 62-54 with under 4 minutes to go. Coach DeKeer urging his team to get a stop defensively. Dalton Connect will find Kerr Joan Cooch and back outside to Dalen Kuntz. Guarded by potentially the defensive player of the year in Brandon Whitney. Outside three, taken by Johnson, missed. And a rebound from Bannon, it's his 8th. And a foul called on UNC. It's their 9th, so free throws coming when we come back. Montana with 3:42 to go, trying to make one final push as they trail Northern Colorado 62-54. This is Montana Grizzly basketball from Learfield and on ESPN+. Utah on top of Idaho State with 2 minutes to go. Eastern Washington leading NAU by 9 with 2 minutes to go. And Portland State narrowly leading Idaho 59-57. That game has 7 minutes to go. We're down to the final 3:42. Montana trailing 62-54. Bannon will shoot a 1-and-1 here for the Grizz, as it was team foul number 9. 3,300 in attendance here on this Thursday night. One more game, senior night on Saturday. Here's Bannon at the free throw line, and he gets the roll. So 8 points for Bannon. He's had 4 straight games with 20 points or more. He's only attempted 6 shots in this entire game. But he has a chance to pull his team within 6. He does. This is the first time since the 4-minute mark of the first half that the Grizz are within 2 possessions. 62-56. The final 3:30 from Dahlberg Arena tonight. Dalen Kuntz angles left over to Bodie Hume, and now Dalton Connect. Outside the perimeter on the right wing. Connect has been great off the bench tonight. He's played starter minutes, not much Drew Cookshausen. Here's Kuntz. He wants to go isolation. 5 seconds left. He's double teamed outside in the corner. Johnson closed out. Puts one up with 1 second left on the shot clock. And Matt Johnson makes the clutch play late. He has 14 points, all of them coming here in this second half. Cam Parker finds Brandon Whitney. Back to Parker up top. Cam in the paint trying to make something happen. Lost the ball. It was poked out by UNC and will stay on this end. 17 seconds left to shoot and just under 3 minutes remaining, and Robbie Beasley, the three-point marksman, will come in. Beasley tonight with 12 points. Second on the squad. He's only attempted and made 1 3. Outside Carter Hollinger, 15 to shoot. Grizz down by 8. This is the only team in the league they haven't beaten this year. Beasley for 3, airballed it. Bannon, though, with the offensive rebound. Going up, gets fouled. 5 of those shots that just have not gone in from point-blank range for Montana. Kur Jungkook will pick up the foul with 2:45 remaining. It's his 4th. Get another look at this. Bannon was going to pass, instead rose up. Just couldn't get it to go. That was team foul 10, so 2 free throws the rest of the way. Bannon at the stripe, the first one good, and he's in double figures now with 10. For Bannon, 16 times in 17 games since Christmas that he's been in double figure scoring, but a bit under his expectation. He's 1 rebound away from a double-double, and he misses the second free throw. 64-57, 2:39 to go. This was the halftime deficit. UNC stretched it out to a 15-point lead. Grizz have been on the comeback trail since. Kuntz pulls up, and the jumper is good, and that could very well be the dagger. Scoring options all over the floor, and these Northern Colorado Bears are legit. They're 2 minutes away from their 4th win in their last 5 tries here in a building where wins are hard to come by for the road team. Outside to Carter Hollinger, guarded by Bodie Hume. He'll blow back to Cam Parker, 12 to shoot. Here's Cam working against Joan Cooch. Outside to Brandon Whitney. Whitney rises up, doesn't get the roll, and the rebound hauled in by Bodie Hume. 2 minutes left in a 9-point game. Northern Colorado attempting to be the only team in the Big Sky Conference that can say they swept Montana. Montana has never led in this game. We had 2 ties early. The last one came when it was 18-18. Matt Johnson with 6 seconds left to shoot. Has this one 30 feet from the basket now. Spins on Robbie Beasley. Fadeaway jumper from the right elbow, and that is good. 18 points in the conference. Top 30 in the country. In scoring as well as field goal percentage, they're shooting better than 50% tonight. It's about to be the 4th straight game where the Grizz are going to allow an opponent to shoot 50% or better. Bannon spins baseline, gets Hume in the air, and the layup good, 68-59. 1 minute, 10 seconds to go. Bannon with 12 points, 9 rebounds. Connect looking to get this one into Dalen Kuntz and back to Johnson. The Bears have made 5 of their last 6. There's not many areas on the floor you can foul. A lot of good free throw shooters out there. Bodie Hume over to Lonell Martin. Now with 12 seconds left, the Grizz will commit a foul. It's on Martin. So Lonell will pick up his 4th. 50 seconds remaining. Grizzlies down by 9, 68-59. They will welcome in Sacramento State here on Saturday. Give credit to Northern Colorado. They had the response every time that Montana was able to draw closer. They got it to 6 at one point. Montana entering tonight, it's worth repeating, 305 second-half minutes. They never trailed by more than 6. They have trailed by 6 points or more the entirety of this second half. As Northern Colorado about to be the 2nd team in this league to come away with a victory as Johnson knocks down the first. He's in the best stretch of his career, 83rd straight start. For his last 6, he's averaged 20 points per game. You thought maybe at halftime the Grizz had the formula to keep him at bay. Well, he has responded. 19 second-half points. And Johnson's second free throw makes it 20. And Northern Colorado reaches 70. It's 70-59 with under 50 seconds to go. Brandon Whitney, crossover move to the left elbow. He finds Vasquez, spins around on a dime. Vasquez fouled with 41 seconds to go. So free throws will come. Vasquez, it's a chance for him to get off the schneid a little bit. He's been scoreless in his last 6 games and in 10 of the last 11. Junior from Torrance, California, playing in his 89th game tonight. He's creeping in on 500 career points. For Vasquez, he's played 6 minutes. Last year, he averaged 8 points per contest. He goes to the free throw line. First one is good. Vasquez, his 16th made free throw of the season. 70-60, 41 seconds remain. Vasquez toes the line. Second one, no good, and that ends a long stretch. Josh Vasquez had went over a year without a missed free throw. February 27th, a year ago at Idaho State, was his last, neither Southern Utah, Weber State, or Northern Colorado. Here is Kuntz in the front court. He's fouled with exactly 30 seconds to go. Kuntz looking to improve on his 24-point performance. The free throw line this year, an 80% foul shooter. He's a perfect 7 of 7 tonight. Northern Colorado got the formula. Top 20 in the country in most experience. 5 senior starters. They've won 8 of 10. They're 3-0 on the road against teams in the top 5. 7-2 on the road in the Big Sky. And this is a year, maybe more than any of the others, where you might look at it and look at the overall record. It might not pop off the page. Got to look at teams that are hot late going into the conference tournament. Northern Colorado fits that description. Both free throws good. Robbie Beasley attacks the rim. They will surrender the layup, we thought, but instead a foul called with 23 seconds left. Matt Johnson picks up his third with 23 seconds left to go. First free throw good from Robbie Beasley. Beasley now with 13 points. So the Grizzlies with a trio of players in double figures. DJ Carter-Hollinger with 14. First time he was in double figures in a 14-game span. Beasley misses the second free throw, gets the rebound. Over to Bannon, 11-point game, 18 seconds left. Here is Beasley outside. He'll attack the rim off the window and good. 72-63. And the Grizz are going to take a timeout. May have one remaining, and just to add on to the kind of night it's been for Montana, they have missed 8 free throws and only 67% from the charity stripe. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Montana Grizzly basketball from Learfield and on ESPN+. So the only drama at this point is if the Grizzlies will lose by single digits or double digits. And when you look at Montana under Travis DeCuire, they've only had 6 double-digit losses in conference play in the last 8 years under Coach DeCuire. It's a 9-point game right now with 13.9 seconds remaining. Inbounder will be Connect and a foul. Done Brandon Whitney, it'll be his third. So Northern Colorado will shoot free throws at the other end. Pretty impressive. This team is going to come into this building and win for the 4th time in 5 tries. Montana will lose just their 11th home game in a 5-year span, and Northern Colorado responsible for 4. Kuntz at the stripe. Bears tonight just 6 of 17 from beyond the arc. They were 8 of 18 the first time against Montana, but they found different ways. Kuntz first free throw good. So Kuntz in the game with 27. Matt Johnson with 20. Kurjoan-Kuch with 12 points and 14 rebounds. Montana State able to outlast Sacramento State 75-69, so they clinch the outright conference title. First time in 20 years for MSU. As Kuntz makes the second, he will close with a 28-point performance. Vasquez into the front court. He'll rise up for 3, knocks it down. And it's 74-66 with 9.5 seconds to go. Good to see Vasquez connect on his 16th made 3 of the year, and the Grizz will foul again with 8 seconds left. This time Bannon whistled for it, so the Grizzlies extending this game a little bit. The result won't change. Northern Colorado will improve to 18-13. It will be a 3-way tie for second in the Big Sky Conference standings. Montana will be locked into the 5th seed in Boise. We know 2 seeds and only 2 seeds in league play. Excuse me, 4 seeds. We will know 4 out of the 11 seeds. Is the first free throw off the mark? No. 4 seeds out of the 11 after tonight. Montana State will be the 1, Montana will be the 5, Eastern Washington will be the 6, and Portland State will be the 7. All the other seeds will be decided on the final day of the regular season. Second free throw good, 75-66. The final 4 seconds. Beasley now will take the final shot. It's a 3 from up top. It's off the mark, no, and that will do it.